It's a turd in a box. Yeah, the dog escapes. So.
Yeah, we may have missed that. So yeah, I was talking about how the dog, they tried to kidnap the dog. That's how the movie starts. But the dog jumps out of the truck because they show Dave Chappelle trying to lock the car, but the lock goes up. So it makes enough sense there. But let's talk real quick about something that doesn't make sense to me. Because there was a scene where they talk about how Danny DeVito's like, oh, well, so you want me to get a dead body, and you want me to just take whichever dead body out of the morgue? Like, I can't do that. There'll be...
I got filing slips.
I got a filing system. You gotta go through people or whatever. And so it's like, okay, well, just go kill a bum. But they don't do that. They don't go kill a bum. They do just take one from the morgue. Yeah. So I was like, why even mention that if you're not just...
They mention killing a bum or just...
Yeah. They're like, you want... Because I was like, oh yeah, that he makes a good point. They should go kill a bum. But
I thought they said
they don't.
Just use a bum that nobody cares about. Like a bum that's already at the morgue. I thought that's what they said,
But then wouldn't there would still be paperwork for them then?
There would be. But
that's my point. That they would go find and kill a bum. That's what they're suggesting.
True.
Sure.
Fair enough. Okay.
But it's kind of funny though, because they're pointing out their own plot hole and then just ignoring it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
Make sure you get somebody that looks like me.
Yeah.
Yes, and the resemblance is uncanny.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I love the way. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Danny DeVito in this movie is unlike any other Danny DeVito you've seen before.
Well, because he's a great character actor, and he can be anybody. You know, he's good for that. For being different types.
Real well.
And
different types of people is good.
Norm knocks a rock on the ground. He's like, "Hey, careful with that." He's like, "I'm sorry. Is it expensive?" No, it's a rock. It's a pet rock. Because he found it up someone's ass.
Oh,
then he shows a shelf of all the shit that he's pulled out of people. And my favorite part is when he grabs perfectly good comb, starts combing his hair with it.
Yeah, that one was funny. But at the same time, that scene, like, it was funny the whole time, and like I don't think it went long for the movie's sake, but I did think it was weird. I was like, wouldn't they stop him a little sooner and be like, hey, you know, we gotta let's go. We're wanted, and we gotta deal with this shit. But they're just like, I got this. I'm licking this fucking rock or whatever.
Rubbing blood all over his mouth and shit.
Yeah, and that's another point to it sort of being like a horror comedy with all covered in blood. But
I think they might have been so flabbergasted, just so taken back. They didn't know what the fuck to do. Like this dude's putting a dead person's comb through his hair.
You could say that. Fuck? You could argue that for sure. But yeah, that was still funny. That was a funny scene for sure. Yeah, and I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to.
This is where the plot gets.
I just don't want to mention a lot of it because there's so many like little things that happen that change.
The dentures were fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, we get down about the denture hot dog thing. So they break into when they're stealing the dog. They try to lure the dog with the hot dog on a string, but then they put the hot dog.
Rest in peace, Jimmy.
The hot dog ends up going into a cup with dentures because it's the old lady's dentures, and it bites a hot dog, a chunk of it, I guess. And then they bring their hot dog back with the bite taken out of it. And then when the old lady wakes up the next day, she puts her dentures in and she has a hot dog in her mouth and she spits it out. So yeah, that's funny, and that's a good example of a gag that they set up and it pays off a little later. It's good. That was good for sure. And like I said before, the scene that I really liked with Norm Macdonald in the cage with the kibbles, because he's got a dog collar on, because they're pretending that he's been kidnapped and he's in this cage and he's just overacting. So, and that again, like we said, how he's not a bad actor, that adds
Look
to
at me,
it though.
I'm in a cage
Because
and I'm covered in chains.
Yeah.
Oh, now they're throwing kibble at me.
Yeah, like I was laughing pretty hard at that part. That might have been my favorite part of the whole
it's so
movie.
funny. And then later on, he's like, I didn't see the kidnappers because they were blindfolded. But in that video, we were wearing a blindfold. All right. They blindfolded me, then they removed the blindfold for the video. And actually, they hired a TV crew. It wasn't even the kidnappers, it was a crew. We had a crew. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I was like, why wouldn't you say that they put on a mask? But I guess he didn't think of that.
Oh, man.
That adds to the comedy, though. He's
exactly.
Come up with something on the spot.
And the TV crew idea is funny.
So funny.
And like the cop, the
poor detective.
It's sort of funny the
stone face.
That dynamic is funny because the cop just threw out out is just like, this is fucking bullshit. He knows the whole time, but he can't do anything because that's how the justice system works. You have to get all the facts. So that worked. I think this movie is good, but it, like, quite like decent, like
Yeah.
7-ish, 8-ish, that sort of a range for me.
Dang.
Yeah,
That's right
generally.
where I'm going to for sure.
And I think it's underrated. It didn't do well in the box office. 10 million budget isn't even a crazy budget.
No.
Considering the names too.
Yeah.
Sarah Silverman, Danny DeVito, Norm Macdonald, Dave Chappelle, big names. But 7 million box office and 10 million budget.
Ooh.
That's so fucking rough.
Right, but the movies were getting cranked out pretty fast around that time.
The year 2000.
This is another.
The
This is
distant
another.
future.
What
Isn't
weekend?
that like Pootie times?
Pootie Tang's 1 year after, but yeah, similar.
Yeah, the same era.
Yeah, no, for sure, yeah.
And I'm not saying that that's some piece of shit that got cranked out. I'm
Well, it
saying
kind of did, though. To be fair, they did crank it out.
yes, it got cranked out, but it's not a piece of shit.
No.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, there was just a lot of movies coming out all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You wonder what it opened against, like what weekend
Yeah,
it was.
it
'Cause
doesn't. I wish there was
Titanic.
The
a way to
opening
know
weekend,
that.
the
I don't
opening
know how to
weekend for a
find that.
movie is like everything, right? Titanic,
You look good.
I went to-
Braveheart.
You look good with
I
the
went to the
bow.
opening night
Oh,
of
that's
House
why,
of
yeah.
a Thousand Corpses.
Nice.
There
I've never
were
seen
a
that.
total of like 6 people in the audience.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I went to Fubar 2 on opening night. Fubar 2! It was pretty
Yeah, and you
good.
posted about that the other
Yeah,
day, and
'cause
I'm
it-
like, what the fuck, man?
Because Facebook reminded me. It's good. For the first one's good too.
Yeah.
Both of them are good.
Yeah.
The first one's better
The
probably.
First
But
one's
they're
my
both good.
first one's my Hangover movie. I'm not gonna lie.
They're fun. I don't know.
I don't think I've seen them.
It's like mockumentary style of like. Do you know what it is though?
It's shot in Calgary too.
It's
The first one.
Yeah, it's Canadian too. Yeah, and it's like these guys that are just playing sort of straight up hosers, Terry and Diener, and they just play classic like sort of washed up,
Drink
going
Pilsners,
nowhere,
long
drinking pilsners
hair,
all day,
fucking party.
listen to metal, that
Oh,
kind
the
of
Prairie
thing.
Kids.
Yeah,
And
Okay.
but it's just over the top, and but it's believable enough that it could be real, and I don't know, it's really
And
funny.
they're
And
like-
it's an adventure.
They're unemployed. Yeah, there's a little
Sort
bit
of-
of an
it's
adventure.
sort of an
'Cause
adventure.
they go camping.
And
at
it's
one
like
point.
a cancer story too, because Diener
Oh,
gets
okay.
nut cancer. at
He
one
has
point.
it already. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we find out in the throughout in the movie. Yeah. Anyway,
Fubar.
that would be a
This
fun.
guy is cursed.
We could review that one because I have that one on DVD. So we
The first
could,
one or second one?
The first
All right,
one.
we're
not
gonna
the
have to
second.
do that.
We could review the first one at least. Anyway,
The second
back
one's-
to Screwed. Sorry.
No,
you want-
all I was gonna say is the second one had a way higher production value, and they
Oh, yeah.
they hammed it up a lot more. The first one they were going for kind of
Well,
like
the second
Trailer
one.
Park Boys at the beginning, like mockumentary. This is really happening, but
Yeah, the first one I think is better
Spinal
because
Tap.
it stuck more to that because it could be real, like it feels like real. With the second one, it's more filmed like an actual movie, like
Yeah.
a regular movie. But both are good in their own rights, and
That's
both
right.
are fucking hilarious.
All right.
But
guess I gotta
Screwed!
see this.
Anyway,
Screwed.
Danny DeVito is cool. Norm Macdonald is cool. Rest in peace. Dave Chappelle is questionable but funny. We got and
He
Sarah's.
delivers.
he's
Sarah-
always been offensive. That's for sure.
He has always been offensive to a certain extent, but Sarah Silverman, she's great too.
I'll watch anything with Sarah Silverman.
She's a pretty minor role in this, but she's
She is
there.
minor, and it's
She's the
kind.
hookup. She's the connection to Grover.
And another minor thing that I was like just mildly unbelievable because she believed that Norm Macdonald was actually kidnapped, and then he shows up and be like, "I need your help." And yes, she slaps him. Oh shit!
The fluid.
She hits him or whatever. Good thing the cap is on. But then she almost immediately forgives him still. So I was still like a little bit, I don't know if that would actually happen. But you let it slide for the comedy and to continue the plot. Because they need Sarah Silverman so they get to Danny DeVito. It's a whole thing. There's a lot of moving parts in this movie. But yeah, like I said, I still think
you
it's good.
almost need a notepad when you watch.
Like, there's a lot of shit that happened, but there was never a point where I was having a hard trouble following it. It was always, I could still, I
They do
always
give
knew.
us refreshers.
Yeah, I always knew it was happening, so it wasn't too complicated like some movies. Like you might, I don't want to say, but you might say that Memento is too complicated, but it's pretty good though.
Is
Anyway,
George Jefferson in this too?
oh, I don't
George
know who
Jetson?
that is. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like,
Not the cartoon character from the Jetsons, no, but
Oh, okay.
Like-
George Jefferson.
that doesn't say his name.
Okay, I think he plays Chip, the right hand man to the rich lady.
Oh yeah.
The only black dude
Oh.
named Chip I've ever seen, I think.
Right?
And
That's
Chip
my
was
parents' dog's
Sherman.
name.
nice.
Chip is Sherman Hemsley.
That's the guy who plays him.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Chip Oswald, Sherman Hemsley.
Okay. He was funny
I
too.
heard
They're
that
trying to
name.
get a deal with the Danes.
Yeah,
A
that
Danish
part's kind of
company.
funny.
Where they look like clones of each other.
I don't really
Yeah.
understand their deal. Like they were gonna buy one factory. I didn't really understand. Oh, they were like merging.
Yeah,
That
was
wasn't made
business.
super clear.
It's Monsanto stuff.
You know,
mergers and conglomerates and
I guess I get why they left it out. Maybe they thought it would have been too boring. or
big
something.
business stuff.
But I would have liked to know a little bit more of the numbers. Anyway,
He was doing shady shit behind her back. But she's a crusty old cunt anyways.
crusty old cunt.
So she kind of has it coming.
Uh,
But, you know, we're rooting for Willard to resolve things with his employer,
yeah.
right?
you want-
We don't want her to die. We want her to give him a lot of money.
Yeah, I
But
don't.
I'd be fine with her dying.
Hey,
Without giving.
This is the kidnapper. How'd you get my number? Shut up!
Yeah.
You smelly old bitch!
Yeah, like that was funny. And
Oh,
without
Norm's got
giving-
some great
Yeah,
shit.
Norm Macdonald's fantastic, but without giving away to the ending, I want to comment on the ending and just say I didn't love the ending.
Not a great ending.
Because it was
don't
too
remember the
cookie
ending.
cutter, too happy kind of feel, and I would have
Forgettable.
liked
Does the old lady
a more
die?
interesting. I would have liked a more interesting ending, but very much, there's a little bit of a nitpick.
Oh yeah, they go to Bora Bora.
It was a happy. It was a happy ending.
They're on a.
Kills him?
They're maybe we should say it off camera, but they're on a beach and then it ends up they're just in Venice Beach.
It's okay.
Boston?
Because he's going to USC. Yeah, and
Ah,
she's
okay.
like paying for his tuition or some shit is the whole, and then she's with Grover. She
Okay.
got some Stockholm syndrome going on.
Right. Oh right, with Grover. Okay, no, we're not talking about that's giving away too much.
Yeah.
But again, I
So
didn't.
that's like almost an Office Space ending, but like lame.
Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah, pretty much. My favorite part of Office Space is when his neighbor says, "No, I believe you get your ass kicked for saying something like that."
I like
So the
Office.
Mondays.
Yeah.
Office Space is good. I just realized we didn't talk about the desk lamp thing, and they drew a bunch of pictures. of
Yeah,
it.
I
So we should talk about that.
yeah.
Dave Chappelle, and these are some fun. I laughed at these bits. There's, I think, 3 different instances where Dave Chappelle hits somebody on the head with a different type of desk lamp.
I know
Each
Chip
time.
gets it. Who else gets hit?
Chip and
Chip gets it twice.
Chip gets it twice.
Yeah, I remember
And then
seeing
the
that
fur.
big like split on his
He
scalp.
gets the white one,
Yeah.
and then he gets the lava lamp at the end.
I forget who the first one is.
The middle one is the cop.
Oh,
The first
right.
one is
Chip.
Chip.
Right.
The second one is the cop, and
Right.
then the last one's Chip. But when
Right.
Dave Chappelle is backed into a corner, there ends up being a lamp there, and he just smashes someone in the
I
head.
was
with
scared.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Oh,
every
man.
time he says he's like, I'm scared. And then one of the times Norm Macdonald once says like, so every time you're scared, you hit someone with a desk lamp? It's funny. Just
I
good
really
comedy.
love that coming from the black man, right? Because that's such a fucking white defense. I was scared. And now this man is dead.
It is sort of a twist in that way, I would say.
Yeah, and that was, right at the end of very highly self-aware 90s where, irony was a product you could sell, basically.
Talking to you, the 90s.
Yeah,
Listen up.
your hair wants my mom back.
Alright, moving on.
The 90s wishes.
Right?
Daddy's wishes? What do you say?
The 90s
90s.
wishes.
Oh, Daddy's wishes. Okay.
90s!
I know. I just wanted to.
Daddy's
I just wanted to
wishes.
say it again.
Daddy's wishes.
I just wanted to say it again because it was funny to me.
Big
I know.
Daddy Dr. Movie
I know.
Queen.
I heard. I'm sorry. Okay. Moving on. Screw 2000 film. Are we done?
I think so.
I liked it.
The last thing I wanted to say was there's a scene with Norm Macdonald and a couple kids, and you don't fucking see it coming, and it's an amazing scene, and the movie is almost worth watching just for that scene. I don't know about you guys, but
To be fair, that part was funny, but at the same time, I was like, oh, this guy can't catch a break.
Yeah. But it's so out of left
Yeah,
field, right?
I would agree with it. It wasn't a bad scene for sure, and the movie is generally funny and
What's
good.
in the suitcase?
You want to do the honors again?
Show us some
Yeah,
respect.
You're good at it.
What's in the suitcase?
Those fucking kids.
Hey, mister, what's in the suitcase?
I like it how you have all the different
Right.
ratios or what have you. So thank you, Spaghetti, for being here. You are the only one watching, and we love you so much. Thank you. We got screwed.
That's my rating.
Spaghetti out of Stevie's.
Yep.
That's funny. Burger, what are you giving it?
7.
7.
I'm gonna
Whoa.
make one of those
I'm
weird
gonna give it
sevens
higher than you.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it
Damn.
a 7.5.
with a light bulb.
Interesting.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. There's
Wait, what
like
was your number?
7.5.
Oh.
Like, it was quite funny, even though I had a few problems with it. Like, it made me laugh quite hard.
I've always felt kind of a 7 about this movie.
I feel like it shouldn't have been gotten such low box office numbers, you know?
Probably not.
Like, it was funny. Anyway,
It's better
that's
than
it.
Titanic.
That's it. And now it's lose one more hour of stream.
Another unrealistic part, that gore that you enjoyed, I don't know how much damage a little dog like that could do to a hand.
Yeah, but I was
I don't
okay
know.
with
They
that.
have skinny little
I
needle
feel like
teeth.
they
They
could.
do.
I feel
And
like
if
they
they-
could make you. You could make you bleed.
Definitely.
Maybe. It
It was the whole running, jumping around
Yeah.
the room and flailing
Well,
it
that's
around.
part of the
Sure.
point of the
Attack
of the
dog.
comedy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
And he doesn't
Yes.
want to hurt the dog, so any
True.
of us could very accidentally just break that dog's bones
Yeah.
Probably.
by accident.
And when he's driving away, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we fucking did," and he's like bleeding all over.
Yeah.
That's,
I don't
that's
get
funny.
why no one was holding the box.
Well, they.
Is this a man thing?
And how did they not hear the door open when
Swinging
the dog
open,
jumps
yeah.
Is
out?
this a man thing?
They.
You're not gonna hold the abducted dog right there on your lap?
Well, they should have
They
obviously.
definitely should have. I don't know if it's a
But then the movie
man
wouldn't have
thing as much as
continued.
it is a bonehead thing.
Oh,
Could have
okay.
been any bonehead. They're pretty like. Oh, but I did feel a little sad when Norm Macdonald's like, "Come on, you know this day and age, when a man's got a job, he hangs on to it." And I'm like, working at Costco, I'm like, "Fuck me, I
Yeah.
feel that."
Mhm.
I don't wanna, but
Relatable.
you gotta hang on to it.
Relatable. Life, society, the issues,
Costco.
making you think about it on the Booty Quiver channel.
Chocolate milk.
Scrooge.
Chocolate Milk and Screwed. Okay, this movie's good. We liked it generally. That's it. 7.5 out of 10.
And we liked it
Spaghetti.
specifically.
Out of 10.
Yep.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
We'll get
We're
out of your
done.
way.
Okay, you guys out of here. I love you guys.